Mike. A lot, Mike. That one too, Tara, that one too.
Yeah, yes.
Before you take this brother, it's all.
Oh.
And it's just thin, but. Like, that's.
Really?
We're gonna walk out. It's you. Wow. That's compared growth right there. She'll do it one time this week. I have no idea.
Yes.
Sometimes the app just arbitrarily decides, yeah, it's not gonna work.
I was saying, was it city? No. Not my choice.
That goes on your list right now, but Ryan Hudson. On there. For Jaya.
Brian, I sent you an email.
Ryan.
Ryan.
Okay,
NDLSON.
you do it, did you send it today or? Oh, there it is, okay, okay.
Now.
He is by now.
Yeah, I mean.
What? He's not working.
Is John there? John there?
Used in Vegas.
Remember, it's not super long.
Yeah, what a shame.
But I didn't feel like I was being tortured when I read it.
Well, that's a good sign, huh?
Cause some of them, I'm like, oh my God.
When I don't even enjoy reading them.
John, not here. I did not see him.
I have not seen his face.
All right, 6 o'clock. Y'all ready to get started?
Sure, why not?
We will start the February 17th, 2026 Planning Commission meeting with the roll call, please.
Jeff Sci-Fi, Joey Engel,
Here.
Tony Davis,
Here.
Craig Langford, Ben Lewis,
Here.
Devin Murphy,
Here.
Curtis Ramsey,
Here.
John Sessoms, Brandon Swoboda.
Here.
All right, the next item is number 3, the approval of the minutes from the February 3rd, 2026 meeting. Does anybody have any questions or items on that? Have a motion?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second. All right, motion and second, so there's no ratification of admin approvals. Y'all been, what have y'all had to work on?
I know. Sorry.
No, I saw it. And it was a whole different format than what we saw last time.
Yes,
Better.
trying to make it easier.
It was. All right, moving into old business, we have Development 2411 KO Storage. This would be a request for a preliminary approval extension at 1601 West Centerton Boulevard. The owner applicant here,
They're on Zoom.
okay,
She'll unmute them.
is it Phil?
Ryan.
Ryan?
It's the owner.
Okay.
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Hey, you just want to give us a quick update?
Yeah, looking at this project, it was designed to increase the square foot capacity of the KO storage facility by approximately 21,000 square feet. We went through a few design revisions to ensure that water runoff, spacing, setbacks were all where they should be. As soon as the plans were finalized and approved back in April last year, we looked at the market conditions and understood that the price per square foot and occupancy rates of storage units in the area had been shifting dramatically, which caused us to pause commencing construction at this facility. At this point, we are still finalizing, addressing the shifting market conditions to ensure that not the building sizes are going to change, but that we have the right unit mixing of the two buildings that we're going to be putting together, ultimately trying to align the sequencing of this project with the financing timeline that we have. So we're requesting a 1-year extension of the approval.
What sort of changes are you anticipating to the plans?
If you look at the plans, you'll see that we have a mix of units ranging from 5x5s up to 10x20s. Really, the only thing that we're looking to do is remix the interior unit sizes at this facility to be the right unit mix. We expect the egress doors, the hallways, the total footprint of the buildings, the spacing of the buildings and placement on the facility to stay the same. We just want to make sure that we're optimizing the unit mix for the current storage customer.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions for the applicant? No? All right, thank you. Looking into it, I think the staff had a concern that sounds like there were some open-ended questions about what was gonna change. Are you all aware that it was just the interior?
So I had sent multiple emails back to the applicant after he gave us the extension request, like the actual letter. I had sent him an email and I said, hey, it says that you are looking to do revised plans and everything like that. Like, what's the intention for that? So those emails are in there for you guys to review as well. And it simply states that they're looking to re-engineer it and submit and change the preliminary plans. So that was my assumption going into it. And then when I sent him the staff report, he came back and clarified, no, we're just doing the interior of the building. It's important to note too, on this project, they don't have building approval. So they've submit plans to the building department May of last year and they haven't resubmitted since then. And to go to pre-con or construction at all, they have to resubmit to the building department and start all over to get approval through them as well.
Okay.
So,
After that information, does that change anything on the civil plans for your recommendation?
I mean, I would hate to see it being stated one way now and then they try to resubmit again, but we can, I guess, cross the bridge when we get there and make the decision at that point. But if they get an extension of preliminary, we kind of lose the power to make that decision. Because if they do end up having to resubmit preliminary plans, staff has to resubmit.
Yeah, I mean, what does it matter anyway, if they have approval, right? But if they change anything on the plans, they still have to come back and get
They'd have to start all
more
over.
reviews,
Mhm.
right? So, I mean, I'm gonna take it at face value and hope that they're only changing the interior of the building. If that's the case, the civil plan shouldn't change, and if they do, they'd have to resubmit anyway. So is there an issue considering an approval of the request?
I have two questions. What is the date of approval and why have they not started here?
April is when it was approved, like the.
5?
Yeah, it was like April 2025, but I don't know the exact date. And the reason for request is finalizing design and engineering revisions and coordinating with consultants, civil, drainage, and utilities, addressing shifting market conditions, impacting pricing and occupancy assumptions, which affects project timing and scope refinement, aligning project sequencing and capital planning with the owner's financing timeline. KO Storage remains committed to proceeding with the project. However, due to the factors above, updated plan resubmittal is not anticipated before Q1 2027. The requested extension will allow the project to proceed without restarting the preliminary approval process and will support a complete and coordinated resubmittal when ready.
And since then, we have changed our development code. Is it out there?
And there's like no extenuating circumstances on the city.
No,
plan.
so that, yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the fact that I think we needed to hear, and it sounds like Alan had some comments about not meeting the 100-year.
We stated those.
So we reviewed that before when they first did it, if that was the problem. With that one code, that's not an issue. It meets the intent, and drainage manual even says that with these things, with that, the approved plan submitted to the planning commission. Intent of it, the only difference is here is that the separation isn't met. But it's 5 feet vertically with the wall there with separation that maintains access. That it does everything it needs for that placement on that one. Old Terrace, you still include that in the notes that it's on there, but it meets what it needs to for the drainage manual, so.
Okay.
I can submit more in that if you need it, but
No, that's fine.
So it is 5 feet above.
it's 5 feet above the
Yeah.
100-year with the overflow, so it's 4 feet above the overflow.
It doesn't have the 20 feet of horizontal.
Yeah, it doesn't have 20 feet of horizontal, but it's an unoccupied building.
Okay. Well, I mean, it sounds like our development code has changed since then. And, you know, if we've been sitting around for a year now, I guess the question on the table is, should they resubmit and follow the new development code?
They're not gonna submit until Q1 of 27.
They said that their intentions are not to. That an updated plan resubmittal is not anticipated before Q1 of 2027.
Okay.
So even a 1-year extension.
Yeah, it would get them through April of 2027. Kind of close. But if they don't plan on resubmitting, it still has to go through building two to get approval.
Yeah. Thoughts?
I think they need to meet the code. The new code.
I agree. Okay. Anybody else, you got anything down here? All right. Let's get a motion.
So we have to make it a positive. So I make a motion to approve development 2411 KO storage request extension for preliminary approval.
There's no, can we do a vote on this one?
Yeah.
All right, so we have a motion,
Second.
motion and a second, then. Can we do?
Seconded.
Yeah.
Ben did.
If you can stay, just for the tape also, have a motion from Tony, second from Ben, that will also help when she prepares the minutes. Just in case, or anyone listening.
Okay, a vote.
Just to be clear for the record.
Curtis Ramsey,
No.
Tony Davis.
No.
Ben Lewis.
No.
Devin Murphy.
No.
Brandon Swoboda,
No.
Joey Engel.
I'm a no as well. All right. Moving to new business, tonight we have a public hearing, conditional use 2601. Looks like a mobile food truck located behind the existing car wash on 100 Blake Drive. And just so you know, this is a public hearing. If you're here to talk, we will open it up to the public. You can come up, speak. You have 3 minutes, and then we will go from there. So applicant, and just want to give us a idea of what we have going on here.
Good evening. Really appreciate you guys giving us an opportunity. So my name is Shahid Peak. I'm the owner of the car wash and the properties next to that. So with this food operation going in, essentially, it's providing an additional service to a clientele that's already there. So our target audience is, because we have about an average of a little bit over 100 vehicles a day that are coming through the car wash. Subsequently, a lot of foot traffic goes through there as well. We want to be able to offer that service to those families that are waiting. So it's not intended to be like a full drive-through type of an experience. It's just an add-on, and the property is already zoned commercially for that. And there's at least 5 or 6 different food trucks within a 5-minute radius that have already been approved previously and operating. From a parking perspective, I think that was a concern that was brought up about it. While we are intending to typically there's about 13 vehicles that are at any given time on site when they're going through a wash with one waiting. So those would be addressed. Outside of those, for employees or any other customers, the property next to it, west of it, is where you're pointing right there. That is the car lot. So I also own that car lot, and we have marked off overflow parking space to allow for our employees to be able to park there, as well as any customers who may want to park there as well. If that's not enough parking, I also own the daycare next to it, the Little Martians Learning Center. We also have additional parking available there that we can for that for anybody as far as employees go. But I think the requirement was at least a minimum of 3, but we do have that in the plan to be able to accommodate that. I think that one of the other topics that came up was a concern around the hours of operations, especially being where it's located. Recently, the Domino's Pizza place opened just 2 minutes west down the road. There's housing behind it. So there's other cases of restaurants opening with homes behind. From an operation perspective, there's multiple existing examples of restaurants as well as food trucks that are open until midnight. Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, they're open till 11 o'clock. Some are open till 10. We want to be good neighbors with our community. We're willing to work with that. If 11 o'clock is too late for them, we're willing to cut that back to 10 o'clock PM, which is in alignment with the other food trucks that are also currently operating. So we want to make sure we have that. We are not intending to operate any sort of a musical environment. So from a noise perspective, there should be no concerns here because we will not be playing any music as that. Normally, whatever the sound that's there existing from the car wash as is today is what it will be going forward. So those are some of the key things that I wanted to kind of highlight. If there's any other questions or concerns or things, we're more than willing and able to try to work with on this to help get this through.
Thank you. Diane?
Yes. They did meet their public notice requirements. They were not required to do a certified mailing, but they did post the signs. And it states that 1 public comment received, but we have received 2 more since it's been read. Just wanted to let you know. The applicant is requesting a conditional use permit to operate a 20-foot mobile food trailer on the south side of the lot with the existing car wash at 100 Lake Drive. Per the applicant, the purpose is to promote convenient, high-quality food options, mainly to the existing customers of the car wash and residents in the area. There are no planned outdoor changes to the existing property or the car wash operation. The food trailer is fully self-contained and positioned behind the curb on an existing concrete pad, previous dumpster pad. With the addition of gravel with no intent to install permanent foundation utilities or building modifications. As stated, this is currently zoned B2 highway commercial. The surrounding zones, he did mention a couple of them adjacent to it. There is to the east, Elite Relay, Touch of Style, a meat market and Phillips Chiropractic and Rehab. And to the west, as mentioned, is the car lot called Car Time and Little Martians. To the north across Centerton Boulevard is AutoZone. And directly to the south is R3 Single Family, the South Fork Edition. As far as the maximum number of food trucks at this location, as stated, there will only be 1 food truck in the designated location at a time. No additional accessory structures are allowed, such as fencing, storage, decking, or anything of that nature. The access, there is no access to this car wash from Highway 102, but they do have 2 accesses off of Blake Drive that you see here on the map shown on the screen. As of right now, no parking is proposed with the food truck. It is primarily customer base is expected to be the car wash patrons, local residents, or grab and go customers. We did request more information. They did state today that there is adjacent parking potential at the car lot, also owned by the property owner and the Little Martians Daycare Center. Other food trucks, and as was mentioned, have been required to provide at least 3 parking spaces per food truck, just so that there is room for people to park at least to order and pick up, or just to pick up, and also for employees of the food truck. Blake Drive is designated as a local road, which does allow for on-street parking on one side of the street only. Not always the best idea because it is pretty busy with other businesses through there, and of course, homes all back up Blake Drive. As far as outdoor seating, the applicant proposes adding a few tables on the south side of the food truck and the grass for customers to sit and eat. Outdoor seating as proposed to the south of the food truck is less than 20 feet from the adjacent property there. You see there's not a whole lot of room between that property owner's fence and where that food truck's gonna be, because that's where that dumpster enclosure is there. If outdoor seating is provided, a public restroom must be available during the hours of operation. Outdoor storage, we do request that no outdoor storage and none is proposed. No outside storage structures are allowed if outdoor storage becomes necessary in the future. The conditional use request must be revised to include the details of the proposed outdoor storage and will require approval from staff and the planning commission if they do require storage. Utilities, the car wash is already served by Centerton Utilities for public water and sanitary sewer. We have requested more information regarding utility services for the food truck. Like, where is it going to receive water, electricity, different things as far as that, and waste disposal. Flood, this trailer is proposed within the floodplain. However, the contour data shows elevation of approximately 1,286, which is above the BFE, which is 1,284. So it does still sit above that BFE. A floodplain permit will be required for this food truck. And that would all go through, our floodplain coordinator and engineering. Trash disposal, the food truck is proposed that it had previously used for a dumpster. The dumpster has been removed and the gravel has been added to accommodate the length of the food truck. We do need some additional information on how the car wash and the food truck will be handling their trash since there's no longer a dumpster located on site. Terms of approval and expiration. The term of approval is to be determined by you guys. The applicant did not request a specific time period for this particular use. And the hours of operation, as was mentioned earlier, so we were requesting from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., 7 days a week. Hours of operation changing depending on on seasonal shifts and holidays. Staff does have concerns with the hours of operation. City noise ordinance has a limit of limit of hours for any speakers if utilized of 10 p.m. as well as noise from loading and unloading. As stated, the applicant is willing to work with you guys as far as, shorter hours to make everybody happy with the use, especially concerning given that it is close proximity to a residential area. Again, as stated, it is just, about 20 feet from the adjacent property owner. The applicant stated there will be 2 employees on site to operate the food truck per shift. And no official parking is proposed for those employees. Deliveries, food and supply deliveries are expected to occur twice weekly via standard delivery with vans during non-peak hours. So we're not talking big trucks, we're talking like your little delivery type vans. Buffers, the applicant did not propose any buffers between the food truck and the residential. To the south, there's approximately, again, 20 feet between the food truck and the property line. We did provide information on the typical buffer for commercial and residential per Title 15 would be type C, consisting of a 6-foot opaque buffer and evergreen trees with a maximum height of 45 feet. Also in your packet is a list of the standard conditions for approval, the license and permits, code compliance, them having to come back to you if there are any future modifications. Signage, of course, would go through our public works department if they're going to have any additional signage. The site must be maintained, and that is on the property owner to keep that maintained. Periodic review, and of course, if there's any complaints, those will be brought to you guys also. And basis for termination. So if they violate any of the listed conditions, could be the basis for terminating the conditional use. Let me know if you guys have any questions.
All right.
And the public comments we received.
2 of them, right?
There's two, there was one more today that I did put the folder stated that it was. So it's a follow-up from one of the comments that were received.
All right, any discussion before we need to open the public hearing? No. Okay. All right, then I entertain a motion to open the public hearing.
Moved. Second.
They're not listening and
No.
saying their names. All right, so the public hearing is open. If you're here and wish to speak to this project, please come forward.
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to speak to the commission this evening. My name is Reginald Parker, and I own the property adjacent to the car wash / now food truck. I have nothing against having food truck or nothing against business. It's just about the location and compatibility in that area. That fence you see on the left is my fence, and that property there is 45 feet away from where the food truck will sit. It has its exhaust fans, its cooking elements blowing directly. If you had a picture of the hood, had a little opening aimed at my window. I really look at my home as a place for quiet enjoyment. Being able in the spring and fall to open my windows and to enjoy it. And I think my neighbors do too. The other concern is the pathway of the grass you see is where kids walk to go to school, to come home from school. People exercise and use that pathway daily. Putting tables and chairs there, I think takes away from that enjoyment by having other people in the area. Certainly, I've seen the car wash full. If there's, need for parking, people will need to know, but, natural habit is they're right there. They're gonna park in front of my residence and my neighbor's residence. And when we come home or have visitors, that's gonna be clogged. So it's really what I'm asking the commission to do is look at several things, the traffic increase, the foot traffic increase, the parking pressures that even though they can go over to the used car lot will still be there because everybody will see the food truck there in the one entrance for the car wash going in. Also, the noise it will carry. They have a mini split on there for heating and air conditioning, as well as the vent fans there. Also, I'm concerned about sanitation, keeping it clean. It's on a gravel cement platform. As maybe grease or oil gets down in there, it gets trapped, it gets into the soil. There are rodents. I mean, I love seeing the rabbits in the area, but there are other rodents in the area and environments. So really, it's just a concern about that, making sure that the area would be something that the people who live there, and finally, property values. Now, all of a sudden, I have a restaurant in my basically living room window that I just look out at and say, okay, yeah, I want to sell this place. I mean, it wasn't bad with the car wash. Honestly, by 9 o'clock, it quiet down. There's no one there, maybe one or two cars. The lights go out and it's a quiet evening. 11 o'clock, even though they're looking to negotiate that, is late. It's late if you want to enjoy and go to bed, go to work the next morning. So I respectfully ask that this application be denied and that you all will decide if they would like it, that it could serve in another area or another part of the properties he listed from the school to the used car lot. Or another place other than where it is if it had to be chosen. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Is there anywhere else? We'll open it back up for y'all after public hearing. Anybody else here for the public hearing? I don't think so. All right. I'd entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
This is Tony. I make a motion to close the public hearing.
Curtis, second.
All right. So I made some marks. We can go through these kind of line by line here. So one zoning, two setbacks, surrounding uses. Obviously, we've been over that. Maximum number of food trucks, the request would be for one. Access, existing car wash has two entrances off of Blake Drive and no direct access to Centerton Boulevard. Another concerning thing about this is that access right there is an exit only, actually, right? Everybody's leaving the car washes. Coming out, turning and, I don't know, is that wide enough for?
Usually
It's
the
the entrance.
entrance
Yeah. Cause
and because the vacuums are.
I always come in the first one.
you go in the drive through. That way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I always come in the first one, yeah.
Yeah, you have to come in that way.
We won't mind it, but it's an entrance there.
There you go.
Oh.
Sign.
Yeah,
Overall.
that sign wasn't there last time I went.
Turn to it.
Yeah, way Joey.
I know who I was looking for.
Yeah.
That's,
It's from 2022, Joey.
yeah, that's what I said. Last time I was there. it wasn't.
2021.
Or earlier 2022.
Still, potential for a lot of turning movements within there, with one-way traffic. Parking, obviously, that's one I think we need to talk about here. The parking at the adjacent car lots, okay, but those drives don't connect. If I'm going for a food truck, I'm not gonna park at the lot next door. My instinct would be to go go park by the food truck and, there's multiple mentions in here, stop and go. And, if they have proposed seating out there, obviously we're gonna need spots to park cars. What do y'all think about that?
I agree, and I was thinking of the seating too. You stick it in the grass, then it becomes a maintenance issue. It's hard to do. Or it becomes mud. It just becomes an eyesore, I think.
It's kind of steep too.
And I'm not a fan of gravel in town and as it is. It looks like that's already there today, right? The gravel.
So
Yeah, so we added gravel after discussing, having some initial conversations about what would be approved or what the city required. And we were told gravel would be acceptable, so we placed that. We were willing, at the time to make it paved and have it, if that was the requirement, we were willing to meet that. The other food trucks that we've seen, that have been previously approved are sitting on gravel. And there were no concerns expressed around those. So we are willing to work either way on what is there, but I think the status quo is that gravel is allowed.
Makes you feel better. It's half and half, it looks like.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
And I'm not sure who said that.
Yeah.
We could gravel there.
Yeah.
So.
So if I remember correctly, there was an email exchange with Christian. So
Email exchange. Yeah, talking about requirements.
I think it's fine. I mean, it's
Yeah,
fair.
it's fine.
Got trucks on gravel elsewhere.
So the couple of things I do want to add some comments around, and I appreciate Mr. Parker sharing his feedback. And as far as the topic of property values, I am a licensed realtor in this as well. And I went through and I looked at some historical data around restaurants that went in recently as well. And
It's okay. That is not one of the items that we're discussing today.
oh, sure. I just want to say like the
Obviously-
data shows that.
Obviously, we don't want to make anything worse, but that is an item for a different.
Understood. No, what was the other main concern?
If y'all sit down, let us go through all these comments and then we'll call you. Sure. As far as parking, it looks like there is opportunity to provide parking, whether that's head in against the western curb line that faces the car lot or parallel spots along that curb.
Also, that creates an issue.
But again, you got people coming out of the car wash. And you're definitely not gonna be paying attention coming out of the car wash thinking somebody's gonna be backing up right in front of you.
And if it's a one-way entrance, are you turning around or are you going through the car wash?
Have to turn around, right? And now it's
Or through the car wash?
right. I'm not going through the car wash.
In the car wash.
Yeah. Park in the car.
Okay.
Okay, we'll revisit. Outdoor seating, Ben, was that you that brought that up or is it's Curtis? Yeah. I'm assuming I'm just for our discussion's sake, I'm gonna assume the adjacent fence with the home is the property line. You said there's,
About, yeah.
yeah. You know, so I'm guessing we got 35 feet between the fence and the curb line. 45 from the fence or the house?
From the house for.
So about 35.
30
Yeah.
and property line 20.
So is there an easement on the west side there where is there some kind of drainage easement or something? Looks like there's a ditch there.
Yeah, it looks steep.
That's that hill. It's a hillside.
Yeah, it's a hillside, right? You're not gonna be able to put a picnic table and
Got a little bit of a flat area
do that.
on the,
20 feet.
yeah, see, they've got.
Yes, you could do it behind it.
You're gonna have water drainage, you will have some water coming there.
Yeah, for sure.
Utility easement.
Utilities.
Yeah, go see the pit.
South
Transform.
Yeah, transform.
and west.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna be a permanent picnic table. Either way, I'm not sure that's an issue. A question for the owners. How are you gonna provide a public restroom if seating's provided?
So we have, in the car lot, in the office there, we have a bathroom and we leave that available. In the office, the building that's there, that bathroom would be available for the public. It already is today.
Okay. All right, outdoor storage, none proposed utilities, that's fine. Be a floodplain permit. Required trash disposal, did I read this correctly? The dumpster has been removed? How would trash disposal work?
Yeah, so we consolidated the dumpster to the one lot since didn't have enough and to justify needing on each lot. So we have one dumpster. Currently it's
That blue one?
You can see the blue one there. So we just take all of our trash to that one dumpster. If it's a need, as a requirement from y'all, we're happy to have that dumpster relocated to right next to the car wash, for example, on the property, where the car lot is today. But we are utilizing that dumpster right now.
Have the hours of operation. Got a number of employees, 2 employees. My thought on the employees is they could park over on the car lot and that would probably be acceptable, but we definitely don't want to provide 3 stalls and have 2 of them taken up by employees. The buffer, I feel like that's needed. Does anybody disagree?
No, I think a buffer definitely be needed, but I'm thinking if the trash is offsite on the car lot, if the additional parking is off the
Just
property to the car lot,
move,
why not move
yeah.
the trailer to the car lot?
yeah, well, that's where we're going. That's the last one, so I wanted to have a bigger discussion on. Do we think this is a fit here? Do we need to go
Personally, I
through
think-
these?
Do not, my personal opinion, I do not think it fits where it's proposed.
Curtis, same.
I agree. I don't think it fits here. I mean, and one of the other questions was utilities. How are you gonna provide power to this place?
Yeah, so we have utilities on site already, and we just work with, the electrician to connect from the car wash to the food truck. So the utility's already there. I mean, regarding your comment about, you know, if it's next door, there's also a house next door with that in mind. So if I'm shifting it from this location to the other location, then instead of Mr. Parker having a concern, Mr. John would have a concern.
You're right. It might not be compatible over there either.
So what I would go back to is that, you know, what have we done as far as approval on this road in this space already? And there's approvals for food trucks already and restaurants in this same space.
But we also look at, I mean, we look at each individual conditional use permit based on each varying factor for each one. We don't say this one did this and make a judgment over all size fits one. We look at each individual food truck to see how it fits into that space.
Totally understand, and it's reasonable. One thing I would say is that from an owner's perspective and an operator's perspective, we're more than willing to work on some of those concerns that are expressed. We're not a hard no, you got to do everything our way attitude. We live in this community. We want to be part of it. I have over 50 families that I serve in the child care center who are looking forward to having Desi food available to them because there's not an option of that currently over there. So from this perspective, like I said, we're willing to work. If the seating is an issue, when we say outdoor seating, we're not talking about a giant mega, type of a stadium seating here. What we were looking initially to do was having one round table, like a picnic table outside for somebody that's even, for the staff to be able to enjoy a break, they can come outside and sit down. So we're not talking about 3-4 seating tables. We're talking about 1 to 2 picnic tables that are there. Nothing that's going to be, umbrellas and lighting or anything of that nature. Very low profile. And like I said, we're open to even reducing that if we need to, from the 2 to a 1, for example. And that's just for them to have a seat. So I would kindly ask that we take a look at it holistically from the impact. We are someone who's willing to work with you. We're willing to work with you to make that work.
We understand. Thank you. From my perspective, I just think the traffic's setting up to be a nightmare on this lot. You look next door, there are 2 entrances. You put the food truck on the existing building, get it away from the homes. I think on this lot, the only.
You don't have to put it on the south. I mean, you can.
Right, yeah, right by the building, yeah.
There's no house to interfere with.
So
I think you'd get a lot less pushback from the community and this group if it were on the other lot where the existing facilities are. You've got your dumpster, you've got your restroom, you've got parking. And I think if you put it a little further away from these residences, I think that would solve that issue too.
It's definitely something we can kind of take back and look, but I am in the process of submitting plans to develop that lot for a much bigger, much more different use. So that's something that we're working on. So it's not ideal.
all right, well, tonight we're just talking about this use, and so it sounds like from 3 of our perspectives, it's not really a good fit, we don't feel. I don't know about you guys.
No.
Yeah. So I think that's where we're at tonight. We can happily vote on it if you'd like us to.
I would like to ask if it's possible, the concerns that have been raised, could we go back and revisit those concerns and submit some alternative proposals to be considered?
You're always welcome to submit any proposal that you'd like. With that, they would need to do another public notice and everything, right?
You can table it until the next meeting for him to come back with additional information for you.
Okay. Just want to make sure everybody's aware that it will be coming back. So is that what you would like to do?
I would like to do that.
Yeah, we can go over all this stuff.
Overall, like, we can voice all of our concerns and issues so that you
Sure.
have your opportunity to go back.
Yes.
Okay.
So access, I think we've covered. Parking, we're gonna need some parking stalls, some
Yeah.
designated parking.
I've got a whole issue with using another
Yeah,
property to park
agreed.
on. That's not, the purpose of that property is that property.
Yep.
We're looking at the purpose of this property here. So if you're gonna have parking, you gotta have parking.
Yep.
That's not the use of those stalls. So that's I have a major
Well,
issue.
and like you said, you're gonna develop it, you could sell it, and now you have no parking for your food truck and it needs to go to.
That's your restroom and your parking, all of those have to be provided, so as soon as they're not be able to be provided,
It's gone.
conditional use.
When we approved that car wash as its own business, I understand you own all three, but that's not one business, that's separate businesses. That still had to have a trash dumpster. The car lot had to have its own. I mean, there was requirements we put in place when, you know, before you bought that, and I don't see why that would change, that we wouldn't still require without you asking back and have that instead of, because that was a requirement was with that business, that's still that business. And again, it kind of I know everybody gets to use the one, but it wasn't, you sell one and they don't have a trash dumpster. And there was originally with that business when it was a car lot or the car wash.
Yeah.
As a
We would, at that time, we would get resurface again, of course. I think what they're saying though is it's required. It was required when the building was put there. One is required today.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't just get rid of the dumpster and put something there and not have dumpster if it's a requirement. I'm concerned about that. I'm concerned about the hours of operation. I think I absolutely 100% believe you're gonna provide a business like that, you have to provide the public restroom on site. You're gonna have to have storage for that on site. You're gonna have trash on site. That's not the intended use of that property. So I have an issue with that as well. Proximity to the residential neighborhood as well and the use of that compared to what's there in that area. Buffering is a major issue. You just indicated right now that people are gonna be walking across the street from that business over there. That's a safety issue. I mean, there's all so I think there's just a lot of hurdles that you're gonna have to overcome for me for that one spot. But, so I'm just giving you all my thoughts for you to go back and consider. Have to,
I mean, I think that might sum up all of our thoughts.
Yeah. I don't know, ADA compliance, is there on something like this? Cause I mean, if they had to go from one lot to the next, somebody in a wheelchair couldn't get through that grass on a muddy day.
And it's not a full-scale development. You would encourage them at the,
Owner liability at that point, right?
right.
Another reason it should be contained on one lot.
Don't quote me on ADA because that's what Robert do, but I believe you are correct. They would have to have a hard surface. And then we'd have to make sure that this building is ADA compliant, so that way they can actually get in and use the bathroom. So that's something else to factor in as well.
And we'll respond. I appreciate the opportunity for us to come back. Steve, there are some solutions that are already going through my head as far as what we can do to help mitigate some concerns that you've expressed. I think with the time to be able to go rethink through some of those things, we could come up with some ideas that I think would be more palatable for everyone involved.
Do you have any other questions or clarification you need?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So are you asking for a table, for us to table?
Yes.
I make a motion with table.
This is Curtis, I'll second.
Do we need a roll call for a table? Sure.
Okay. Tony Davis. Ben Lewis. Devin Murphy. Curtis Ramsey.
Yes.
Brandon Swoboda.
Yes.
Joey Engel.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Real quick before we move on to the next thing. Can we get reasons for your vote for the old business?
We're
The-
narrowing
Yeah, KO storage.
Oh, I thought we stated them, that's why I didn't say it, but, well, y'all made the motion.
Yeah.
I think with it. I mean, what was going through my head is anybody could just throw a set of plans in there, and if they're gonna change them, just so they get to go with a less stringent set of code. It's a good strategy, but everybody at this table want them to follow the newest if they're gonna put it off.
And the holdup wasn't due to the sewer capacity issue at all. It was their issue, not the city's issue.
It was self-imposed, and for me.
So, there you go, self-imposed.
The other thing was, they said on the application, they weren't gonna resubmit until they would almost need a whole nother extension anyway, so. And that's not the intent of the extension request, is to hold somebody's spot in line. It's to try to work with people when there are unforeseen challenges and they need some extra time.
No extenuating circumstances.
Is that up?
Can I get Devin's and Brandon's?
I agree, same thing you just said.
So moved.
Yeah. Agreed.
Those two.
We agree.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Now, the item that you planning ladies have been wanting to talk about.
Oh, yes.
Did your homework?
I did.
Anybody look at theirs?
Joey did it for us.
One.
But no page.
Well, I guess your shoulders hurt, Joey. Are we carrying the
I'm
team?
used to it. So you want me to just jump right in?
Yeah, we'll start with commercial uses and then so the reason we changed the formatting on this one is so that it felt easier for us to go line by line.
It was ways. Yeah.
And to go like permitted versus conditional versus not permitted for single uses. So here we're gonna just start with all the commercial uses, so C1 through C3. We put our recommendations and then Kayla so graciously, so be slow. We're going to,
I'm fast.
I know, but just in case,
Way faster than I do.
be polite. She's gonna type out your comments. If you guys decide you wanna change something from like permitted to conditional in either of them, we're gonna like redline it and not like make the changes as we go through them, but this helps us be able to go through line by line.
They're currently blank, they're not permitted at all.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not gonna spell out staff recommendations. You
fine.
guys have them. So we can kind of go through if you have questions or then give us your comments as well. So if you're confused why staff made a recommendation, if you agree, disagree, you want to change something, that's how we're gonna go through this.
I'm still really confused on number 4.
Well, we gotta get there.
Let's start on the animals.
Oh, dog.
She just tried to jump.
And if there's anything that.
How many things in the first 3?
Does anybody, do you agree with staff recommendations?
For the most part, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so then we can move on to 4.
About like a
Anybody else have comments for 1 through 3?
first one,
Okay.
about like a butcher shop, meat store, cause they could be processing an animal in there if it's a butcher shop, right? Does that count as something else?
No, because I think we have it as a separate use.
Yeah, it was.
What can?
Butcher, you're.
It's like slaughter, well, there's a slaughterhouse.
Right.
That's not.
That's different than.
I guess I'm thinking, let's say you
I
get
don't know why that wouldn't be general commercial.
a half cow or something.
Like hard.
Steaks in there.
When you say butcher, steaks coming in, are you?
It's
hanging
dead already,
They
they
was killed and.
put it into.
USDA,
Yeah, that's a whole nother.
That's kind of where I was going with that and.
Arby's don't.
Part.
butcher area don't.
Slaughterhouse
USDA on slaughterhouse.
is down below.
Yeah.
There is one.
Yeah, I don't think that's what he's talking about though.
It's covered somewhere.
But even
It's
if
not a
I'm
slaughterhouse.
hunting and bring you.
Yeah, I'm not,
Duck.
yeah, you're not having a bunch
There,
of,
is that what you're asking?
Are you talking about just the commercial
Yeah.
meat market?
talking
Like
like.
the meat market here next to the fire station has meat that they sell.
Yeah, do they cut it in-house?
No, but that's what we're trying to clarify is if you're referencing the hanging of deer and I also sell beef sticks, or is it just the beef sticks, not the
I
hanging
think
of
I'd like,
deer?
picture like getting a side of beef, they keep that half a cow hanging in there and they're cutting it into different steaks.
Yeah, but
Mix, it's like a.
well, they're not
slaughterhouse.
killing the cow.
Yeah, they're not killing it, they get.
Slaughterhouse.
That is.
Only retail? What?
They call them lockers or something, processed.
Fuckers, yeah.
That's all I'm saying there is if
I agree with staff.
there's a place where that fits, in commercial, then I'm good. It's just gotta be covered somewhere, cause I.
I think we can note to maybe move it to retail as its own kind of thing. To be
Okay,
like
I
a
think
meat
this is,
slash butcher shop.
this is
type
more
deal.
talking about like grain processing. and-
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure. It just says agricultural products.
Question.
Thank
No
you.
shame.
Making me feel better.
No shame, Curtis.
Agriculture, not.
Yes. Yeah.
Number 4.
Grew up in a town.
So number 4,
House, meat processing right down on Main Street. Yeah, you'd hear the dumpster and see the.
I don't wanna smell it, but
Yeah, no.
it is nice to pick up a big steak before on a Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, some place that actually has it in their big cooler, they cut it themselves, but
Yeah.
it's not processing.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I didn't know. I just wanna make sure we can
Fair question.
Oh, yeah.
steak someday.
Okay, Joey.
so 4 and 5, why does it say ownership? That's not a use.
What? How is this, you want just domestic household animal? Okay.
Because I don't think it's a like, I don't think it's like,
Daycare?
well, yeah, I don't think we
That's in a
had.
different spot.
There was this
That's
debate
down-
last meeting where we were like, cause we tried to say something along the lines of like personal, domestic or household animal kind of deal. And you're like, what's the difference between personal and commercial? And we kind of we went down a rabbit hole. But having domestic household animal ownership implies I live in a house and I can own a dog.
Yeah, but that's not a use. That's not a use of the property. That's just me owning a dog.
I guess.
that a yes?
Yeah, I don't
You can have a
know.
domestic dog, you cannot have an exotic wolf.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's valid.
But I think there's codes for that. I don't think it has to live on the use
So is
category.
it like a kennel or retail?
I think this is
Or-
specifically for personal use because we have all the other commercial related type businesses for domesticated or exotic animals.
But like last time, it doesn't say that there's like a toothbrush ownership in here. Like, this isn't a use.
Applicant pairs.
This isn't a use of the property. You're just saying you can own a dog. That's handled in a whole different
Right,
ordinance.
so your comment then would be, what is the need to have this as a use?
Why have 4 or 5? What's the intent of 4 or 5? If it's to say that me as a person can own an animal, I don't think we need that. If it's a use of the property in some way, then let's change the wording to try to define that. That's my point.
Is
Is it used for the business? Is that?
Then you get in a weird definition.
Yeah, we
It's like,
didn't
that's
ever
not
like
the
get that as like
business would be.
to give because kennel is its own use, like farming or like your domesticated farm animal kind of thing is in its own use,
Right.
like it's very
We're
separate.
confused as I kept reading. I was like, what is
We
this?
already lay it out in a very
Right.
commercial-esque way elsewhere, so it's not.
Do we think 4 came from 5? Cause the question was like, where can I have like what zoning can I have an exotic pet in? So we defined that and then it was like, well, if we could have an exotic animal, where can I have a normal dog?
That's true.
but you can have it,
But it's not a use.
Not a zoning.
right, I mean, you can have some type of a lizard to.
Yeah,
So then 4 and 5 don't serve
giraffe.
a purpose in zoning.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
They say that again.
Yeah, cause now
Numbers
you're talking
4 and
about.
5 are not a zoning
Goldfish.
issue.
Right.
Is that?
Big a fish. You can have a goldfish.
I think I could get behind.
Okay, any qualms to 6?
Animal farm. Like an animal farm, like no hyphen?
Like farm animals, I think. Well, the comment is we are combining it with the use 2 changes. So there's changes for listed on use 2. So having homestead, so you're farming crops, animals, and personal use, accessory on farm sales, farm stand and small farm stores. And then ag tourism, which implies you pick farms, corn mazes, petting zoos, educational experiences, horse riding experiences, things of that nature. So instead of having animal farm, having it more laid out in different realms, because I think they all have different types of. They would all sit differently on ag like ag tourism and accessory on-farm sales don't exist under the same belt, I don't think. So that's why we wanted to lay them out. Seven.
Are we
So
agreeing?
that's-
Oh, yeah. Do we agree?
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
It's just saying that 6 is now.
5, 6, I just say get rid of it.
For the agriculture and farm animals.
Mhm.
So we're
I think
good.
that's essentially what they're doing.
Agreed?
Yes.
Agreed.
7.
Don't have a problem with it, but why is it all conditional?
Oh.
Valid.
That's valid.
Okay.
Valid feeling.
My other one wasn't?
No, that's
They're all
valid. too. We
valid.
made-
Because
We
we-
made a note, Joey. We said it was valid.
Change to permitted,
Allowed in C2.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a note we have too.
change to permitted in C2 and remove from C1.
I guess I could,
Conditional in 3.
I could see the conditional, like, it depends on what's going in there. So if you've got an animal kennel, something where they're gonna make a ton of noise, and you've got like, they've got different buffers between C1 to C3 between residential areas. So depending on what's going in there, if you make it conditional, you kind of control noise level for your residents.
Yeah, I think these were also laid out before we had really good buffer requirements in our code. So when we were going through this, we were like, okay, we have better buffer requirements where it would be a condition, and that might only be the condition is setting buffer requirements. We have it now. Title 15 does a very good job.
So if you're good with the buffers and don't think that noise would ever be an issue, then you could change it to permitted.
Yeah, we also thought about, we were discussing, what's the dog boarding place in Bentonville?
Oh,
Oh, Camp Bow Wow, is along the highway and stuff, and we
Yep.
haven't experienced them being super noisy.
No, if you're inside,
Yeah.
it's noisy.
So you wanna change it to permitted in all the zonings or just the one?
Well, I think it's, should be good in one, at least.
In
So
C2?
say 2,
Yeah.
we requested.
Do we want to remove it from C1, which is our downtown district, or leave it conditional?
It's your downtown. If you leave it conditional, you get more control over
You could
what's
also
going down there.
move it all together.
Yeah, do we want it downtown at all is the question.
Right.
Maybe there's a fancy one.
Keep it conditional. Maybe there's a fancy one, but put it on the record.
Okay.
No notes for 8,
Where
9,
does it belong?
what is what? What?
8.
Industrial.
What if, like a lot of them, they do both? Then it should be commercial.
So you want it
Conditional in C2
or permitted?
or permitted?
In what world do you see them trying to do, like, which large animals, you're looking at horses and cows kind of thing, bringing them into highway
Oh,
commercial?
I agree. Well, highway commercial, maybe.
There's,
Highway commercial is the likely fit.
let's go.
I don't think the other.
Say there's one down in Siloam Springs
I
too.
don't think C2 or C3 makes sense, but I think,
One.
or I'm sorry.
Down.
But it's, theirs is, the one in Siloam is kind of in the, I don't know if it's considered industrial there or not. What's off of Country Club, and it's over by
So
Wheels and.
we do have it allowed, we have it permitted in I2, conditional in I1 currently.
I don't find that industrial use.
Do we want it to be permitted in C2 or conditional?
Permitted?
And how often do they bring the animal to?
The market's gonna dictate where they put their vet.
They take, or does the vet go to the animal?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I have dogs.
Alright, are you guys all
At
in
least
agreement?
conditional, but.
Okay.
You guys want it permitted or conditional in C2? You know, Joey said permitted. Everybody
I think
else?
part of our problem is that such a airport area has C2 where it would be nice, really, if it was a lesser
Some of it's
zoning.
Oh, yeah, I can't help that. I'm only looking.
Right. So, I mean, there may be conditions that, like additional setbacks or something like that. If they do have outdoor pens for animals,
Right now our C2's already got a 50-foot.
but I'm thinking just like Tea Ridge. I mean,
Right.
we have. Yeah, they've got the space, it's on the edge of town.
So I'm thinking like 72 area.
They probably don't want their very large outdoor porches on either though, right? So.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to market
They
fixing.
don't want to bring a trailer into town.
But I think there are commercial areas along the highway that work well.
This development out west of town, it's got like Valiant. It's got all those businesses in it back there. What is that?
The Eagle Industrial Park.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Across the street from all the storage facilities, yeah, it's industrial. Industrial.
Maybe. I'm with
So
you.
for
Don't do
moving-
that.
Look at you, Joe, you're looking at the rest of them. How are you feeling? Permitted, conditional?
A grunt, an ah, an ooh. Maybe.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I hate
You asked
that.
us for help. I think you're regretting it.
Make it conditional.
And think about it.
Yeah.
Just do make permitted or, and we'll make the determination.
All right.
Suggest something to you next. Okay. Small animals changed to permitted across all commercial zones, including C3.
Nine.
9.
Oh,
No, but the number 9.
Mhm.
no, I'm good with what you have.
Yeah,
Change to permitted across all commercial zones.
No.
total, but the conditional and permitted like it.
So this poses a question because we kind of felt like a clinic for animals, of what have you, is we have small animals.
Right.
Yeah.
We have human doctors in C3 and they're a necessity for a household because you have to go to the human doctor. Why would we not allow animal doctors of small animals, cats, dogs
Rabbits.
in C3?
Yeah.
That
Like
was,
that's
that was
convenient
our
shopping.
thinking. It was convenient. It is something that someone must.
For
like,
neighborhood stores, I'm okay with that. I agree with
I
that.
don't have an issue putting permitted on.
Do you disagree with us thinking to permit it in C1, the downtown as well, or do you want to permit it across the board?
Permitted across the board.
I think that's fine across the board.
Do we have any strong feelings about beekeeping?
Now, this is
Why does this say single family only? Okay.
It's personal, yeah.
That's,
Keeping at your home.
that's gonna be permitted or conditional and residential.
Yeah.
And the pond, you could keep them on your balcony.
Just of beehives and then sell your honey.
Yeah,
Why can't it be?
Under agriculture?
Why did we
Well-
limit it to single family only? Is my question.
Well, beekeeping is usually kind of
Single family.
usually separate from agriculture, but
I think it's, would this, we don't have ag on here, but I think it's actually allowed in ag.
Would this start as
Say.
a home occupation if it's single family, but beekeeping, apiculture would be like commercially?
Okay.
I have hives in my backyard. I can't keep the bees from not coming to it.
Hear me out. So when I was a kid, the town we grew up in had a museum and it had clear wall and the beehive was in the wall.
That's
So maybe there's an argument for a conditional.
I
That's interesting.
I think we could
should be
separate that.
allowed. Why would it be allowed in C2?
You guys want me to just shut
I'm
up?
okay with the,
Should the single family be removed?
yeah, I don't know why you would list single family in a commercial use.
I bet there's a lot of people also with these right now that are not.
I think we'd have to look at the actual schedule of uses, but Christian might be right that the star is like,
There's like other
It's a
things that
symbol
have
for
a
a hop.
star that are like specifically home occupations.
Yeah, but they're saying
No,
too, for it
think
not
it
to just be in
was.
somebody's home, but like I own a beekeeping farm and I sell honey and I have a little.
But we're just talking about commercial, right?
yes,
Take this whole one out.
the single
commercial
family is
zones.
confusing when you're looking at
Yeah.
commercial.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's there for the purposes of a hop and residential.
Yes.
Right.
I see.
So it's serving a purpose, just not right here. So we would make it permitted in C2.
And if it could be in a single family.
Let's make it conditional, cause I don't care if they have bees.
Conditional
I think you just.
You just need to make sure it's like,
3
Is it safe?
or.
it's not 100 hives in the middle of somewhere.
Downtown.
Is it allowed in a thing?
Freaking bees.
I don't know.
If it's a hop, it would have to be.
It should be.
But I don't think that asterisk in that one's up for a hop.
Yeah, I think so.
Or-
It's time they bring questions to us.
Yeah, well, we're not, yeah,
Yeah, we'll come back.
it's like they need to be.
Discuss the residentials, we'll circle back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chickens. No, that's
No worse place.
So we wanna make it conditional in C3?
I don't wanna discriminate. Make it conditional, if you're gonna.
Conditional across the board?
Yeah, why not?
If we're gonna have bees in a commercial setting, it should be.
I don't think that's gonna be your sole business. What?
What? Yeah, I'm
I mean,
reading your.
Sorry, I grew up with bees, so I'm like,
yeah.
It could be.
They don't bother me.
Yeah, they don't bother you, but next to a daycare.
I mean, I would say.
That's why we'd make it conditional.
Well, yeah. Yeah, her argument is permitting of that.
not permitted.
Alright.
Those kids need stuff.
Botanical garden. A lot of these, and this one, I don't have a problem with it, but I think there are a lot of categories that could fall under this MIPA thing,
Right.
right?
You see MIPA a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
It's bolded for a reason.
I think you had libraries on here I commented on.
Yeah,
And
there is a bunch.
Library schools.
This was sort of also like the botanical garden was our first kind of introduction to this idea of like your botanical garden and your zoo and everything like that don't have to fall under ag, like it can be
Oh, we-
tourism, entertainment kind of thing.
here's somebody looking at one like downtown.
You could put meat
Right off
on
the-
bees.
The bees.
So we're okay moving it to a different section.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Community garden is that same thing, we're making the recommendation to make it conditional in C3. I don't actually remember why we said that.
I actually have a
Why
question
would we
about that
do
now,
that?
cause why would we put conditional, community garden conditional in C3, but not botanical garden?
I don't remember why we said that.
They're all of ours show permitted.
Well, that's what it is currently.
Yeah.
We didn't change any of the current ones. Our comments are,
What we changed.
I think it got mixed up. I feel like botanical garden, we talked about sometime, most of the time botanical
Yes.
garden is much
Yes.
larger, which could attract more
Yes.
traffic, which would be a concern for the
Yes.
neighborhood area.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that was supposed to go. So community garden, we were moving to MIPA, but we are changing. We request the change from permitted in C3 for botanical garden to conditional in C3.
Okay.
Okay, that's where we're at, sorry. I think we were dead
Do
by,
we still agree?
yeah.
I think our brains got confuzzled.
So I think you gotta do the same thing for a community garden, right?
I mean, community gardens are typically one serving the community that it is with, and also they're not as large scale.
Right.
So I'm not as concerned with community garden.
You would be really astonished by how much research we did on a botanical garden. Under these conditions.
I thought you were talking community garden though.
Well, we moved originally, community garden had changed to conditional in C3. That was a mistake. It needed to be moved to botanical garden. So we were just clarifying that they still agreed to change botanical garden from permitted to conditional in C3, and then we moved on to community garden. Where it just says to move to. Yeah,
Permitted.
yeah,
Okay.
across the board.
Right.
Yep.
We're making great progress.
Are we?
So do we agree? We do community garden? Any comments?
Nope.
Questions, concerns? Okay, great.
Good with 13.
So you gotta speak up if you don't agree with what Joey's saying.
Right.
They
I
want.
like it.
Leading us fearlessly.
I told you his back's gonna hurt after this.
Suppose under, yeah, good on that, good on the next one.
So 14, you're good?
Yeah, 15, good.
15, good?
And then are we just gonna take 16, like anything that doesn't have a,
Suggestion is just.
It's just leave it the way that it
Right.
is.
And it's not allowed at all in commercial.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want that for highway commercial, the green
Yeah.
elevator?
And feed mill,
yeah,
Green elevator and off the highway?
farm supply
Yeah.
store
storage.
Not what that is, though.
with feed.
Farm equipment and supply sales would be 14.
But 125 and 126 is retail, so wouldn't anything you're selling fall under retail?
Like meat,
In theory.
Right. But 16 implies that it's the storage of grain and feed.
Oh, yeah, storing it, I think that's an ag.
Yeah.
Typically you do both at the same time though. If you're selling, you already have the grain elevator there.
If you're
It's
buying
where,
grain.
if it's not permitted in C2, but you.
But they're not selling it
I guess, yeah,
commercially. They're selling they're selling their crop.
So then this could circle back up to the top of our ag where we talk about the selling of.
Got it.
I've done both.
Yeah,
I don't think you put anything ag under commercial.
Right.
That's a farmer selling his.
So is a grain elevator not a farm?
but you have,
What would a tractor supply or what's the place in?
that'd be retail.
That would be 14, farm equipment and supply sales.
We fall under
the
retail.
dog, you're talking about the dog food mill, they're on 50.
They do sell feed.
Yeah, but-
And they do sell animals.
Yeah, I don't,
Sell feed at a grain.
I think we're getting a little too far in the.
Okay,
in the
that's fine.
weeds.
I mean, I'm just asking.
Kind of like you can own a dog here. No, you.
Ran a truck.
Yeah.
Okay, at a grain elevator though,
See,
I promise you they sell feed. They have trucks that come in, they have bins that each auger goes to the different.
All right, make it,
Then you.
yeah, make it
And then you bag it.
highway, conditional on highway or something.
So then do we also change the
It could
name?
be it. Is it in industrial?
Yes.
And ag.
And ag.
Really don't think this is gonna be something that comes up in
Right.
So then I would also raise the question of changing it.
25 grand an acre. I don't think we're gonna have this problem.
Industrial and ag, okay.
Okay, it's an industrial and ag, so we don't build commercials.
Yes, we got a lot more left.
maybe something.
I'm not. He just leaves, so I get.
But you just get through one page and then we go to second page. So we-
Potentially.
By about 4 meetings, we got them wet.
We have all the truck traffic.
So it makes sense,
Okay.
it's just.
I mean, usually it's on the outskirts.
It's just sad. It's just gross.
It's just sad.
That's pressing in a different direction.
I get.
Yeah, do y'all need to meet on this again?
Whoa.
Need to meet on this again?
No.
Good.
So leave it the way it is.
All right.
Okay,
Moving on.
moving on.
Yeah.
House, no comment. Staff, leave it the way it is.
Good.
We have
17.
Commercial grain.
18 now.
Now we're on 18. This isn't allowed in commercial at all. How do we feel? Stock market.
Like an auction.
Sure.
Oh, my.
Is already.
Should we state if it's permitted in ag though?
No, because I feel like this was the whole point of why we separated this out, so we couldn't go, well, I guess it's allowed somewhere else, we just won't allow it here. No, this is just commercial.
So it's.
Do we like it? Do we not like it?
Why are we showing ones that aren't allowed if it's just commercial? If it's not allowed, then you go look somewhere else to
You
find.
could have the idea to allow it.
But it is allowed in commercial, right? I mean, industrial.
Again, I'll ask, if these don't have any conditional or permitted uses, are we scratching them off this list?
No, cause this is still the whole schedule of uses. It's just.
But I mean, when we publish a commercial use, they're not gonna be published on there without being permitted or conditionally.
Plan on breaking it down because people are looking at, okay, I have this property.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be.
don't throw it on there if they can't do it.
Right,
That's what I'm saying.
That's just taking little sections of the schedule of use.
Right.
Y'all rearranged it so we didn't miss any. But I'm just making sure that they're getting chopped before we publish it.
Yes, and it'll be separated out by zone for sure, but we kind of left it the way that it was because you guys could have the space to be like, a livestock market could work in C2, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I got you.
Make changes, so it's empty right now,
It is.
but if we agree it doesn't need to change in commercial, then we're good.
So are we good or bad?
We agree.
Yeah, I'm good with how it is. Don't need to sell cows.
Well, it's hard to say we don't have ag. I'm serious. It just is.
I just thought we were trying to keep them separate, so we couldn't be like, oh, well, it's allowed in ag, we don't need to do it.
No,
here."
I got you.
That's why we're keeping it
Because if it's a
separate.
Business, then.
Yeah.
Okay, On to number
19.
19.
And if anybody has so much knowledge about marijuana cultivation, please let us know.
It does have to be all
What are you
indoors.
trying to figure out?
It's,
Single family?
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Single family only, put the.
Yeah, bees a hot. Bees, but you can.
I mean, that should be like ag or industrial.
That's why I went to the.
That is where it sits, but.
And it does have to be all indoor.
Number 20, pet shop grooming.
For state code, for state law.
The shop part, we're saying falls under retail, and then the pet grooming, we want to move to services and make it across all commercial uses. Our thought being, if you can have a salon in all uses, why can you not have a dog salon?
Agreed.
And like with the vet.
Great.
Agree.
And home business.
Look at this.
Be conditioned. Yeah, we're good.
Agree.
We're in, all right.
We're good.
21, plant nursery / tree farm, removed from C1 and changed to permitted in C2. Meaning you cannot have a tree farm in our downtown. But you
At
can
all.
have it in C2.
The lease.
Exactly what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But
We're like.
And down neighborhood. It,
the one in Bidenville is fine.
see one's like, oh, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one in Bentonville, that's commercial, that's all commercial.
Good.
Yeah.
We got a highway
So,
and then neighborhood.
from downtown district, allowing it to be allowed by right in our C2 highway district. Yes.
Yep.
Yeehaw.
So you're getting rid of the conditional in the downtown.
Correct.
To be allowed at all.
Slaughterhouse, not allowed in any of our commercial districts, agree?
Agreed.
Solid. 23, stables, commercial riding and boarding. We want to rename it to stables, commercial. In parentheses, riding, boarding, etc.
It's weird how it's set up. That's the only reason why we thought to rename it.
Okay, but
It
it's
didn't
not
make
gonna be
sense
there,
why.
right? It's not gonna be there, right?
Not in commercial.
Not in
It's a
commercial.
different thing.
But the note's there so that we can.
Got it. Got it.
Where? It's gonna be in a different industrial or agriculture or something, but we were just changing the name.
Yeah.
I could see that in C3.
Renovates.
It's the one, it's,
Neighborhood.
That right here.
well, not for that subdivision, but think of like Seba Road, they've got that.
Always the rain.
Pedestrian.
It's ag though.
Massive.
Yeah, it's ag. Yeah.
This depends on the scale in my mind.
Yeah. That's perfect, like.
Everyone else feel like that? Is that something we should?
I think it's fine.
No?
I think it's fine as it is.
Okay. Onward and forward, zoo, we want to move to NEPA and change to conditional in C1 and C2.
Yep.
Wait. Okay. This is fun. Residential, now. We're going through commercial, yes, but these are the changes we're requesting to make to some of the names and things. Just because this was the first set of zones that we went through. So what's this? Residential? I can't read that, so.
Yep.
So it's the idea to add a dwelling cottage court.
Yep.
We've been talking more about like houses that sit front doors through a courtyard versus them being off of the public right away. They might be more for dense housing.
They're on one lot too.
Right. It's more dense housing that gives us different opportunities, so.
There's quite a few coming through Bentonville. So, yeah, I think it's a good idea.
But it would be residential, not commercial. but
Right.
Correct.
Just.
Correct.
Again, this was the first round of zones we went through, so we were like, let's just give them all the name changes and stuff at this point too. Okay,
ADUs.
so we made this note just because we had a differing in code between Bentonville and ours, so.
Did you skip 25?
Yep.
Accessory living unit.
Yeah. That's gonna be
Oh.
for the law.
Oh, yeah,
That just
yeah.
went through.
Sorry.
Got it.
I guess skipped, I just think we had done changes to it, sorry.
So the law makes it permitted by right if it's 1,000 square feet or 75% of the primary dwelling, whichever is less.
Right.
And then after that, we can put conditions on it again, so I don't know if it super matters for resident or
Yeah,
for
for
commercial,
commercial.
but when we get to residential, we'll have.
I mark it on the
Talking
draft.
like an apartment in the commercial.
No,
No,
this is ADU for residential. You can't do an ADU for commercial.
So why do we allow it?
Why do we have it conditional?
I mean, it's.
Oh, if you have a
can-
business. and
yeah.
then-
You
Yeah.
can live on site, yeah.
Will that be a condo?
Well,
Not necessarily if you own the lot.
It could be attached, detached.
Correct.
We're okay with it?
Is it, does the law say anything about
I think it says anything about commercial.
commercial ADU?
Residential.
Okay.
Anything about
That's what I
commercial.
thought.
Think about it, how they put it.
Okay, now we can go to 26,
Sorry.
All right.
I didn't feel, I didn't like skip it, it just was like law.
but it's fine.
This was just an open-ended, if anybody had opinions on this. Bentonville has condos permitted in all commercial zones.
Yeah, it's for mixed use.
Yeah, it allows for mixed use, so
Like it.
do we agree?
Yeah.
I think it makes sense.
Permitted in C1 and conditional in C2.
Or permitted across the board.
Yeah.
Can we make it? I mean, so we don't want to just open up the commercial development for only condos. It
Right.
needs to be associated with retail or a business of.
Yeah,
Some sort.
a lot of places I've seen where you've got it, there'd be like apartments above a store.
That's what we're talking about.
That would be your PUD, wouldn't it?
Well, it's mixed use.
Yeah.
So should it be like,
The only way we can have the mixed use is with our PUD.
Yeah.
So maybe there's an argument to make mixed use available without having to go through a PUD.
right,
I'd make it its own use.
should it be like,
Mixed use dash.
What if the use conforms to the commercial use? And then they do condos on top and it's conditional, we can just. Yeah.
That's good too.
Instead of having to do the whole PUD.
Yeah, so make it conditional in C1 and C2. I'm good with that. That way, the second idea
Why not
of.
C3? All of them.
Permitted or conditional?
Just like conditional.
Conditional across the board. Do we want to change the name to clarify that it's for mixed use retail with condo?
Yes.
That's what I wrote, but wanted to make sure. Okay, 27 through
35.
Love it.
35, have no comments, y'all good?
Yep.
Okay. Carol, on to the next one.
36 through 38, we wanted to change C2 to permitted. We don't know why they were really conditional. They're medical care facilities or assisted living, so we feel like it needs to at least be permitted in one commercial zone, and C2 seems like a good one. That was our thought.
What about? So what about neighborhood?
I think it depends on the scale of that. one.
Right.
right,
So conditional?
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Through 38, because it's already permitted in C2 on 39. Okay.
How are we feeling? Do we want to keep going? We made it to MIPA.
Yeah.
MIPA.
MIPA
It's
gets,
like a bad test.
it's there.
Let's get through MIPA and.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, so we made the same comment again about creating a separate use section for tourism, attractions, entertainment. Do we still agree that that might be a good thing to entertain? Okay, and then we don't actually have aquarium listed as a use. But this notes to add aquarium to the schedule of uses and then also notes the permitting of C1 and C2 for an aquarium. Allowing it by right in those notes. Agree? Great. Arena and auditorium and convention center, we just said to change to permitted in C1 and remove from neighborhood. I think it's a scaling thing, but
Yeah.
if you still think it needs to be in C3, then fine, but. Agree?
Yep.
Great.
Cemetery.
Permit it in C2, I don't. They're everywhere all the time. They kind of go where they go, so.
But it's kind of because they were there first.
Right.
a lot of
Right.
times they were.
The cemetery to us,
Alright.
it's like, oh, there's a lot off of 102. Why wouldn't they be allowed by right? We've got buffer requirements, we've got. What other conditions would you set on a cemetery?
Would we
They're not
like
gonna-
a cemetery to take
No.
over our.
Right.
commercial
That's the
property?
thing. No.
So do we remove it?
Take it out.
commercial altogether.
I'd
Maybe an ag-
say leave it conditional.
I agree with that
Thank
too.
you for the music.
Why don't we just leave it conditional and we don't have a lot of cemeteries coming through, so,
Cemeteries are
Yeah,
also
knock
cool.
on wood,
yeah.
knock on some wood, Joey.
And residents don't complain about the noise.
Cemetery.
You know.
What about bees with the cemetery?
They wanna be underwater.
We wanna just leave conditional across the board.
So it's locked in.
Yeah.
Yes, so I don't see the point in having it, but
That's fine.
Commercial.
always vote.
Yeah, you
Maybe-
have the right to do that.
I will put a question mark and we'll do more research. What? Oh no,
Nothing.
I'll hear it later on the tape.
Yeah.
Alright, 42, community/event center.
We kind of talked about separating these. We had actually a very long discussion about the differences between community and recreation centers versus an event venue. And changing event center to an event venue to make it a little bit more clear that that's your wedding, large scale event hall of sorts. And your community and recreation center is what it is, a community and recreation center. They could have events, but you're not blasting a DJ till 11 PM type situation. So taking this and separating it into two uses and then community recreation center permitted across all commercial uses, agree, disagree?
I agree.
Event venue permitted in C1 and C2, conditional in C3. I think it could exist in neighborhood, but some conditions. I felt really good about that one, guys.
Yeah.
So we actually don't currently have a use for music venues, period. We were kind of doing a cross-reference with Bentonville's and surrounding cities. Most of them do have a music venue. Some of them have just a music venue outdoor, given the circumstances of it being outdoor. But I wanted to throw out there having two separate uses for outdoor and indoor.
What's gonna change between the two?
And also between that and an event venue.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That's, I just think of the rail yard in Rogers versus the wedding venue, that's where we get, or the amp. Is
For
a,
the momentary.
yeah, so but that turns into amphitheater, so if we don't think it needs to be a use, that's totally fine, I just wanted to throw it out there. That's something.
After event venue, put slash music hall or whatever.
Yeah, combine them as one. Yeah,
well, but there's gonna be different requirements for an outdoory music.
right.
An event center outdoor than the indoor.
Yeah.
So we could do
So
indoor
can we
event
do
venue.
indoor and outdoor?
Yeah,
So indoor event venue and outdoor event venue.
What are your different
The
conditions?
Indoor music venue, to me, that's an event center.
yeah,
Yeah, I think
So I would say you only need.
for.
I believe Bentonville only had,
Agree to put that up in the other one. The indoor
Yes.
slash indoor and then leave outdoor separate. What's gonna be the difference between the two?
One's outdoor and one's indoor.
No, on the permitted uses.
Yeah, where do you want it to fall on,
I think it needs to be conditional in C1 and 2,
Outdoor? Yeah.
outdoor.
Couple down here. And maybe with your outdoor music venue, like,
If somebody will buy it.
I don't know, think of like a stadium or something like that.
Arena,
Generate-
auditorium, convention center? It's 3 up for you.
I do think it's
Two,
different though, I think
arena?
that it should still be considered.
Auditorium, that's the same thing.
I think 42 is
Different.
indoor, maybe.
Auditorium and things of that
Indoor.
nature remind me of like performing arts centers and things of that nature that are completely enclosed versus an event venue.
Could be
Then,
indoor, outdoor.
yeah,
So is the differentiation right now is just event venue, whether it's indoor, outdoor, not necessarily just event or music.
I think it's just indoor, outdoor.
Right.
I think you can put the indoor with the others.
You could put event/music venue,
yeah.
so indoor, outdoor.
Yeah.
I'm sure we get a pretty good chunk from.
I think just put event, put event venue,
Right.
yeah.
I think having the /music helps the people looking for music
Yeah.
know where that we have thought about it and that's where that falls.
That's valid.
I agree.
That's very good. Happy with that.
Educational. Take them off of there.
Crazy.
No changes to 43. Emergency services like fire and police, we noted to just make them permitted across the board in commercial.
So how are you differentiating between 44 and 45?
I mean, the need for emergency services versus like, I don't know. I
We're
think they're wrong.
differentiated all the time. They're essential.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
As far as the use.
Not important.
I think that it makes more sense for not like a courthouse to be in a neighborhood, but it does make sense for a satellite police department to be in a neighborhood.
Yeah, and or a fire station.
Yeah, or a fire station.
I agree with that. But
Versus
you also,
their city hall.
you also have like, not that we have a jail, but you have a jail versus like an office for police or something.
Jail is
Jail
also
in
its
the
own.
neighborhood as a deterrent.
It's a deterrent.
Jail
I'm
is
saying
traditional.
that's a broad stroke.
Yeah, but jail is its own use.
Oh, that was just an example.
You're wanting to change that from conditional to permitted?
Emergency
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 services, fire and
services.
police.
Make
Why
it,
don't we combine the two
what?
and just leave C3 conditional? Combine 44 and 45. If we're gonna,
They're
A
different.
fire station in C3, just think along Main Street.
I know, no, you can, you can.
Them to come here for a conditional use.
I would argue that my emergency or my,
I see what,
it's an office, it's a government agency or office. Why would that not be C3?
I don't.
Because I wouldn't put a city.
Zoning on North Main Street. I think that should be more light commercial,
What time?
but not necessarily neighborhood. And that's because I think neighborhood is more within neighborhood areas, you know.
I mean, we're also talking about having like an institutional zone of sorts as well to help with situations like this, but to me, I don't, if we're talking versus, I would not see City Hall on the corner of Townsview and Main Street, but you could put a police department.
I agree, that's why it's conditional.
Right, but why should the police department satellite?
You're wanting to combine the two and the only difference is C3 conditional,
Don't wanna combine them.
right? That's what I heard.
Don't wanna combine them two. You said combine.
That's
the
what
two.
you said. Combine it.
Well, okay,
Right.
okay.
So I wanna keep
You're-
them separate.
You're wanting to make that one all permitted, right?
Yeah, and
The
leave,
first one.
yes.
Police and fire.
The only difference is the conditional on
C3.
C3.
Yes.
Okay.
It's crazy.
David's class.
Usatory. No.
I'm just saying, I think we're, yeah. 46, jail.
Yeah. Review.
Yeah, we just didn't change anything.
Fleet. Jail, do we have any strong feelings? Conditional in C2.
Sure.
Library permitted across the board, so change it to permitted in C3. Okay. Everybody got a read. No changes to museum, art gallery, or other similar public use.
The little art galleries.
Why is it?
I think it's on their scale.
Yeah.
You have the National Museum either.
That must be another good.
We're gonna go.
You could have a little art gallery.
Nobody would.
Like a traffic.
An essential service.
What they're raising. Facility in a commercial.
There's, it's up
You may.
Yeah.
on the, which one are you talking about?
I understand where you're
Go
going.
on.
yeah, like the library, make it conditional on C3.
'Cause I think you don't want a huge library like.
We'll have to come back.
We're talking about the library.
Well, we're just talking in general, why the library would be conditional in C3? Cause you don't want it's a scale issue.
Well, right, but the library serves as an essential thing for a household.
Yeah. Well, they're asking for it to be all.
I have one quick question. The jail, on the jail, I'm sorry, I missed it. On the jail one, why is that not industrial? Industrial seems like it would be
I believe it's allowed at an
on the outside of town, whereas commercial would be kind of like.
Age.
Where's the-
It's permitted in industrial.
Did I miss it?
It's on industrials, they said.
Permitted across the board in industrial.
Yeah.
Okay. So then why do we have it conditional here?
So they can
Still
still
permitted there, huh?
They bought a already zoned C2 lot, like how it's down just by,
14th
oh,
Street.
yeah. Yeah, that's C2 zoning, so it's usually with certain conditions right on the highway.
Gives them another option, but we would have more, we could add more stipulations to it if they wanted to do it then.
Like in the setbacks.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Cause there's not a ton of industrial and the industrial's way far. It's either south, which I think just got changed recently. A council, right? Didn't I go there?
There's a jail, well, there's jail, I guess I'm. It's okay, I'm sorry. I
Blended.
need to go. I didn't bring my glasses either, so I'm not struggling. So is prison considered the same as a jail or correctional facility, or is that a separate?
I think we have something.
something separate for,
Good.
But it is different.
right?
We could.
Good job, man.
I know.
Well,
Way
but-
before Creating issues. I
That could be
apologize.
the difference is like jail and correctional facility could be conditional, thought about in C2, but your prison would probably not be.
I mean. Okay,
If that makes
I
sense.
guess in my mind, I was separating jail, like temporary, they're here, they get moved to correctional facility, which to me would be prison.
Oh,
So
I think we need to do.
I would think prison or correctional facility would fit better in an industrial
Yeah.
situation because it's further out of town. And so that's the only reason I thought
Yeah.
we should potentially separate the two.
Good point.
Have you been in both? You know how it works.
I don't.
Yeah, apparently Brandon's very well.
Let's just leave that comment with it, but.
If he's hunting a place for one. Ooh.
If we have questions or concerns about library,
Big fun.
why it would be, okay. Museum and art gallery, yeah, I don't,
Might be wicked. Sewer face.
it's a scale thing, but it's also like. We just talked about the zoning situation where it would be in a. Maybe not Seba, Maine, but, or Townview in Maine, but like. You know, that kind of. A smaller.
They would still have to come in with the large scale.
Right.
But if there was a very, very large museum and we permitted it, by right, they could still do it even if it doesn't match the scale of the area.
Yeah, I could do like 3 floors. I could build up. Gosh.
In the neighborhood.
Dolly.
In the
Yeah.
neighborhood. That-
Yeah, but.
They didn't have to do a
could
public hearing, yeah.
propose. Okay, so we're okay with it staying conditional, museum? Okay. Hooray for books.
And education.
I don't know. Moving on,
Post office.
post office changed to permitted across commercial zones.
Federal, they do what they're
They're
gonna
gonna do what they want to do anyway.
But
Yeah, we never
also just want a
understood.
post office.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
like a tiny little post office.
Federal's gonna do what they're gonna do.
So there's a small one in downtown.
Yeah, we
Right?
talked
Is
about,
it worth changing it?
well, we talked about like pocket post office, if we get like a mixed use in and somebody wants to come in to downtown and put a little post office or. Does this fall under FedExes and UPSs and stuff too then?
No, it's a Disney.
Post office is federal, and other stuff is private.
But they have a small one in like downtown Hot Springs that's right downtown that has,
A closet.
it's very small, but it has, especially for downtown businesses like
They're gonna do what they're gonna do.
post office box.
They're gonna do whatever they're gonna do. No, you don't have anything you can do about it.
Yeah. Yes, so.
Just for that, conditional and everything. We're done.
Still have to go through the conditional use process.
Got one more.
Hey,
Agree.
that is the last one. It's stopping point.
Religious facility.
We have one building.
Or they can do.
I don't know enough about it, so if somebody else has any other.
They're
thing on it,
conditional across the board
And every other.
And
thing.
everything, aren't they?
everything,
Everything.
everything.
And every city has it set up this way too.
Why, they either have to be. Zones.
Need to make them look older.
Right, something like that, yeah.
Residents.
Permit
It's
them
the
across the
whole,
board.
you can treat them different in one spot.
No,
than
I
another.
don't think we permit them across the board.
Chances would
I think I did.
a religious facility.
At this point, it's just a.
We're still recording.
Getting sued? Still recording.
I don't know. I don't know. I think
Yeah,
it's
they're
just
still
right.
what it is.
All right,
We'll ask Oklahoma. They just went through.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
I think. It's
All right, I'm taking this back over. They used to give.
Dead.
Didn't make a good time.
All right, so everybody, your homework is gonna be recreation down.
Yes.
So we need to talk about it.
And industrial.
Have a
Recreation.
recreation services,
Retail.
retail,
Right. 51 down.
one down. So the next week, have strong opinions.
Yes.
Or some more grunts and.
Yeah, the
All right. Got through about a quarter of that.
Great job, you guys.
We moved pretty good.
Announcements, next council meeting 3/10/6, next planning 3/3 at 6. Does anybody know that they're gonna be here or gone? Or gone? Does anybody know that?
March 3rd.
All right, I'm here now. Tech review 2/19 at 2 p.m.
That's probably gonna be canceled unless Kayla. has-
Gonna be canceled.
They don't have any canceled.
Nada.
Any other announcements, news? Not a,
News. News.
take a motion to adjourn.
Haven't so moved.
We'll know more tomorrow on. Okay, well, I can just update you on the sewer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
On a list. Of
You're on it.
priority of projects in priority ranking. We have done only certain projects.
Hold on, you're making a priority list?
In coordination with Centerton Utilities.
Yes.
Really though.
Yes. And
Okay.
Decatur does not wish to mesh our projects, so it's just on our list. It will go before the Water and Sewer Commission tomorrow. Have them, what I'm looking for, the ADH is looking for how much, what's the allocation between Centerton and Decatur of this extra capacity?
Yeah,
Is-
that's been my question too.
Right, it does not cover all of the hub.
It doesn't, right? I think I brought that up a long time.
So that's why priority list is,
How are we prioritizing and how is that legal?
we're using approval dates of everything, the date that
Okay.
the planning commission approves. Sure they have all their comments addressed. EH approval. And we just, as those dates, or they get approved, then that goes. So. That is.
Phone calls on that one. I feel your pain.
Second.
Yeah, I can tell you what's going on. We had. No, it might be better. We have an organization called that has come to us and offered us a fellowship program, and council has already approved a resolution that allows us to go into contract with them, but the contract has not been approved. Brian just got it this afternoon for review. But what it is that they came to us asking if there were any needs that we had that they could fill with a, what they call a fellowship. And, you know, where we need it. And we came up with what, about 5 different positions with the city. The top 2 that we ended on was an economic development, and the second one was floodplain engineer intern that can help review plans and drainage, go, you know, help them with all of that stuff. So there's also a lot of flood stuff that we need, with Alan and I getting so busy, they can help organize some files and review permits for us and do some of that stuff. So those are the two positions. We are down to where we have a scope of work. We've gone through it a couple times. They've sent it last draft and we'll make comments back on it tomorrow. And then they've sent in a contract for us to review. And what it is, they pay for 2 people for 2 years, and it only costs the city $20,000 a year for both of the people.
And it's
$10,000.
Internship kind of thing, or
funded through a grant by the Walton family.
Family.
They funded, I think, 9 fellows within our area, not just Centerton, but Centerton and some surrounding smaller cities too. So essentially they bring a skilled worker in to fill a gap for the 2 years. And then after that, you have the opportunity to retain that worker.
Sure.
if Everybody.
If they wanted to stay.
Or say, thanks for your help.
We don't have a need for it anymore, kind of.
No, it wouldn't be an intern, but it's a full-time, 40-hour week, full employee.
Contract.
and they have experience doing that stuff?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
If they're an employee of you,
not at the.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
so that, we felt like that economic development person would be great with our downtown plan and
Need sewer though, too.
Well, I don't think having another set of hands in the cookie jar is gonna help it, so.
yeah.
Unless I can go hit up Oklahoma.
Hopefully, well, hopefully in April, we'll have more answers with this state study. At least have some initial ideas.
Talking about
Aaron,
regional.
regional.
Nope.
Who's here?
All right, I think we had a motion to adjourn.
Hi, Devin.
Second by Tony.
Thank you.